Okay, so this is lesson 3.3 notes on rules for differentiation.
And differentiation is just the process of finding the derivative. So we're going to talk about different
Shortcut methods, short ways, quick ways of finding a derivative. So the first rule,
Rule number 1, the derivative of any constant is 0.
for example,
You might,
and I'm going to show you some different notations and some things that may be a little bit different than what you've learned in the past.
that symbol, d over dx, that means the derivative
With respect to x,
of 4, that answer would be 0.
okay,
Same thing if I had this, the derivative
of pi. That throws people sometimes. Pi is a constant. It's 3.14159, whatever. So the derivative of pi is going to be 0.
Same thing with e. The derivative of e.
Yeah, in English class that's a letter. In math class that's a number. It's about 2.7. Okay? The derivative of e is 0. Okay? You're not going to see a lot of pi's or e's in today's assignment, but eventually that's going to be an important thing to remember, that when you do the derivative of a constant, even if it's one of these special numbers like pi or e, the derivative is 0.
Now sometimes things are going to be worded differently. They might say y equals -7, and then they might say find y prime.
So y prime would just be what?
0. Right.
Okay. Letter D.
They might look like this. F of x equals 4. So f prime of x would be 0.
So that's just an important thing to remember. The derivative is always 0. Now, let's talk about the y, because I don't want you to just memorize it. It should make sense to you. If we think about, hopefully now you're understanding that the derivative gives you a slope at one point on the graph. So if I was going to graph y equal -7, what type of line is y equal -7? Linear. Good. And is it horizontal, vertical, positive slope, negative slope? Horizontal. So it's a horizontal line down here at -7. What's the slope of a horizontal line at every point? 0. Okay? So that's a horizontal line. Its slope is always 0. That's why the derivative is always 0. That's true of all constants. If we look at y equal 4, that's a horizontal line. Its slope at every point is 0. That's the reason the derivative is 0. Any questions about that? Okay, it's a pretty basic rule, but it's important that you not forget that. Okay? All right, second rule.